Hi, good afternoon. For the last 2 years, we've had this ongoing civil war or insurrection, or depending on how you want to describe it, in Syria, alongside, of course, other some Middle East and North African countries. This has come to a head in September with particularly the United States and France threatening military intervention. We then had, of course, the Americans reach an outline agreement with the Russian Federation, with seemingly the agreement of the Assad government regarding the destruction of Syria's chemical weapons. Now, we are at a particularly interesting and pivotal moment here, and in fact, I want to look at how this might play out as far as markets are concerned over the coming weeks. It's no mistake or no accident that the picture behind me is of a young lady, presumably a broker or a dealer, on the Tehran Stock Exchange, not one that people hear an awful lot about. However, it is impossible to escape reaching a pretty early conclusion that Iran is a pivotal and vital part of any settlement or solution to this crisis. This all comes at a time when Iran has recently elected a new president, Hassan Rouhani, who in turn has also appointed a foreign minister, Mohammad Javad Zarif, both of whom appear to be, according to the signals that are at least available to be read, appear to be interested in a rather more accommodative or less friction-fraught relationship with the West. Indeed, President Rouhani is due to be speaking at the United Nations later this month, and a lot of analysts are suggesting this may be an opportunity for some parts of Iran's relationships with other countries to be healed, repaired. The point I'm here to make is that, of course, Iran itself has, from a financial point of view, if not a humanitarian point of view, been in some considerable crisis for some time. This picture behind me now is of the value of a dollar in Iranian currency. You can't quite see what it was worth back in 1993, but I can tell you it was about 70 rials to the dollar, and you can see only in the last year or so there was a devaluation by more than half, bringing the dollar from 12,000 or so Iranian rials to now over 24,000. And you can only imagine the impact that would have on Iranians, businesses and consumers, people in Iran. There is, and the point I'm making here is, there is then a lot to be achieved from Iran's point of view in coming back into the international society, international club, whatever you choose to call it. We are at a point as well where, here I'm looking at the price of crude oil. It went significantly higher during the run-up to a threat of military intervention by the US and France. You can see that it's backed off a bit since then. This, of course, as well, if Iran can be brought back into, if you like, polite society internationally, you can expect that oil prices would most likely drift down. I don't say tumble, only because this process would take a while. The cost of oil, the cost of Middle East related military intervention, which of course remains ongoing in Iraq and Afghanistan, but also the cost of a whole lot of different security related matters that are ongoing. Iran has the power to get Assad to back off, to get Assad to back down. Iran has the power, alongside other countries, I must say, in the Middle East, to take the steam out of this civil war. The signs are there that Iran wants to regain its historical position of being the leader or the leading power in that region, which is its traditional role and which could easily be regained. Of course, Israel is a sticking point here, but it must be said that the American relationship with Israel is not what it was, and Iran should perceive there to be something of an opportunity there. So as we stand, and here just looking at stock markets, we are at a point where both the Standard & Poor's 500 shown here, as well as, for example, the FTSE 100 shown here, but particularly the Standard & Poor's 500, are at very high levels and looking for impetus to go higher from here. I think that obviously the possibility that QE continues, well, that's not something that can be relied upon forever. QE will eventually be tapered out. The possibility of lasting peace and improvements to diplomatic relations in the Middle East, however, are what could easily be an impetus for markets to move higher in the remaining part of this year. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.